Alrighty. Good day, everyone. I'm Shiro Tamaya, your resident Coyote Phantom Thief at your service. And this is the final stream of 2022. Hello, Fresh. Hello, Ferris. Hello, Bison. And hello, Ariel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the stream. I hope you're all doing well. Oh, sorry, I forgot I turned the donation thing off from monitor. I'm gonna put it back on, but thank you so much, Fresh, for the dono, for the $10 dono. Thank you so much. And hello, Google. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Also, be sure to check out Ariel's channel if you have not. She's a great friend of mine, and she's a VTuber as well, and she makes very cool music. And there might be something in the future between that we do together. Anyways, this is my stream of reflection, of talking about the future, about the past, about what's coming up, everything like that. I have a little teaser at the end, just like a little something. It's not too much. It's just a little something that I worked on for in the future. You're not going to see it again after this stream until until I'm actually ready to use it, but it's a little something to show that I have been working very hard behind the scenes with things. Black and white apples, indeed Fresh. But yeah, man, 2022, a lot has happened. We hit 3 different milestones in subscribers. We hit 600, 700, and more recently 800. Something I never anticipated. I mean, then again, this is coming from me who thought we wouldn't even make it to 500, and we did that last year, and that surprised me. So that isn't really much to say, but thank you guys so much for all of the support that you guys give this channel. I know I don't really make, I guess, plugging the channel and stuff. I'm getting a little more comfortable, but like, even now I'm still not exactly at a point where I feel comfortable being like, yeah, like and subscribe enthusiastically, because I get like a little, it feels a little shameless. It feels a little shameless, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But truly, I am very grateful for all the support and all the growth on this channel. It makes me happy knowing that people enjoy what I do. What this video is sponsored. Yeah, no. The day I get a sponsorship, oh boy, that's gonna be something. If I ever get one, but you know, like, genuinely, thank you all my phantoms, all my friends, for all the support you always show me and this channel and everything that I do. I am eternally grateful for it. I would never get this far without you guys. And I mean that. I quite literally mean that. Like, channel growth doesn't happen without the viewers. So thank you guys so much for all this support. And who knows, maybe next year we'll reach 1K and I'll actually have to make sure I'm prepped ahead of time, because I have a stream idea. I have a really horrific stream idea for 1K for the celebration, to satiate my morbid curiosity into cursed foods. If that tells you anything at all about what that stream is gonna be, I hope you look forward to it when it does occur, whenever that may be. But do not worry, we will be the one that enthusiastically coerce any newcomers to click the like and subscribe button. Thank you, Ferris. But yes, I want to talk a little bit about the past first. But to do so, I want to look a little bit at the channel, the actual like YouTube page. I hope you can see this. Yeah. And it made my mouse disappear. That's fine. I love that doing this just made my entire mouse disappear. This is the second time this has happened. Hold on. Oh, lip. Hold on. Wait, no. I can't. I can't fix this. Hold on. We're just gonna go over here. Yay. So my mouse is gone. That's great. I'm gonna have a real hard time trying to do everything now. But anyways, so these are all the videos that we've made, because new YouTube layout. For the entire year, I'm just gonna actually think about my entire year of streaming and making content, because I did have like a technical 1-year anniversary at one point that I did not do anything for. It was in April. But my first ever video was the little thing when I was first even starting out, when I was still mainly just a simp doing simp things. The voice lines that I did, the yandere script, that was my first ever like real script that I ever wrote for anyone else to hear. And it's definitely scuffed, but this was the start of the journey. We went from there. My little acapella thing that I never ended up finishing, so I changed the title. But it doesn't change the video, so you know, that's fine. You know, the voice lines I did a lot of work for. It's definitely not my best voice acting, but the fact that I managed to do a yandere laugh is still a big highlight, because I can't do it again. I have not been able to do one again. Then, of course, we have the very first actual cover that I've done, like my first official cover of a song that I've been wanting to cover for the longest time, Ikanaide. And it's definitely the most, it's not, you know, the best thing ever, but it's mine. And for that, I'm really proud. I certainly think now I could definitely sing Ikanaide a ton better, but I'm fine with that. Then there's my my first attempt at ASMR using settings on my old software that I used for recording stuff. Let's not talk about that anymore. The first, well, technically not the first simp song, but the first like real high-end simping song that I did with an instrumental, which I'm pretty proud of. It was really thrown together. Once again, thank you so much, Alter, for making the art in the video. I'm grateful for that, especially since I was like, I threw that on to her last minute. So thank you, Alter Mama. And then, of course, also too, back when I did these stuff, this was my first PNG ever in my streams. I'll go over the stream stuff later, but then Wonderland came out, which also provided me with my second PNG ever, with Kabe. I want to collab with Kabe so much again on, like, just a cover. Please, we need to find time to do that together, Kabe. I hope you're well, too. I know you've been busy. And then it goes into my next cover, my first ever attempt at a Cali song. I'm going to make another attempt at a Cali song at some point. I just need to figure out which one. I had one in mind before, but I might actually change it this time, depending on what I think. But Red, I still think I can sing Red better now. No doubt. And it has 1.6k views. I do not know how or why. I really don't know why, but it does, and for that, I guess thank you. I know it's not great, but thank you so much. We came out with Rolling Girl. These are the two duos of King and Rolling Girl, my attempts at mixing things myself. It scuffed. It's fine, though. Then, of course, the big project of the year, of 2021, Zombie Holiday. And that was the biggest thing I have ever done in my life. And it feels bigger right now still, because even in comparison to like the newest Ollie song, just because it was like my first attempt ever to like coordinate something with that many people. And once again, to everyone who worked on it with me, thank you so much for helping me and dealing with my crap. I am so sorry. Like, I don't think at all I'm a great coordinator. People have said that I am, but I never feel like that. I feel like a mess every time I'm like trying to coordinate anything, even my own solo covers. It's like I never know what I'm doing. I'm staring at the messages being like, okay, what do I need to mark up this time? And of course, back then, I was even less organized. So, and of course, now I'm much more organized, where I now have an entire checklist for every single project I do. I write down in my current project list whatever the thing is, in every single step that I need to do. For example, with like a cover, I'll have I'll have like multiple bullet points for like recordings, and I'll say what state I am in with recordings, and that includes just doing vocal practice. If I'm just practicing the song and I'm still not ready to even touch the recording stuff, I just say practicing. I have the things for like tune time, mixing, illustrations, MV, even like drafting out the video description in the credits and stuff like that, the premiere dates, all of that. I make an entire bulleted list for every single thing I do now, so I'm organized and I know what the hell is happening. Because I will say, with the second Ollie birthday song, I was also swamped with a bunch of my own work, and that's when I realized it's like, I don't know what I'm working on anymore. I need to write it down. So that got me finally figuring out how to organize my crap. But first project, very disorganized on my end, I'm sorry, but for you guys, apparently you thought it was I did well, so thank you. Next we have my little original song that I first made. It's my first original, and it's a little scuffy. It was definitely a lot of back and forth and thrown together type of thing, but it's still my first original, and it'll hold a special place in my heart, no matter how scuffed the process was. We have Fly Me to the Moon, my Mio songs that I did. I'm very happy with those. They were just little cute songs I wanted to do as gifts, and I'm happy that she enjoyed them. People only see the final result, for better or worse. Indeed, Nair, indeed. And thank you so much for stopping by. Introducing Nirigami, my good friend, who is a VTuber as well. Please go show him support. And then, of course, we have my last year's December cover, Powder Snow. And that ends 2021 in my VTubing streaming career, whatever you'd like to call it. And Powder Snow was definitely my more... it was also a pretty last-minute thing, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Not my best work, but also it was meant to be a very little special thing, because Powder Snow isn't really a song that I think most people know. It's from White Album, which is a little visual novel series. It did have like 2 animes, White Album 2 and like the original White Album. But I really liked Powder Snow. This was from like a specific sequel to White Album 2, I believe. It is a very random visual novel that you can find. I encourage you to look it up, maybe, I guess. I don't. If you enjoy it. But I got inspired I wanted to sing it for a winter cover, and I do not regret doing it that year. Very special, sentimental cover. And then 2022, let's reflect. I made another Mio song, I made an Ollie song, but my first official cover of this year, is Envy Baby. That was my biggest boost in quality ever. And I was certainly like surprised at like how well it ended up doing. 1.3k views, and people really enjoyed it. And I am extremely proud of Envy Baby, even if I still think there are things I would like to improve upon it. Like, back then even, I didn't splice as much, and I think there are some parts of some of my vocals that are good, but some parts I wish I could have like redone those like little sections. And I learned a lot more about splicing with the next big cover after the little Honto no Watashi cover that I decided to do, which is the Yoake no Hotaru, Yoake to Hotaru cover. And once again, Zephy Sensei, thank you so much, and Zeph as well, both the Zephys. Thank you so much for all your assistance on that. Zephy did an amazing job coaching me and pushing me to do the high notes I was terrified to do. And though I don't think my high notes are still anywhere near where they should be, it gave me the courage to really think about how I want to address high notes in the future and what I want to do. Even though I'm going to probably pitch stuff in the future still to fit my most comfortable range, there are going to be times where I will want to push myself to sing the higher range just because I know it'll sound better. And for giving me the courage to actually even consider that, thank you so much, Zephyriana. Please go check her out as well. She's awesome. She's such an amazing vocalist, and you inspire me every day. And to Zephy Sonis as well, the wonderful person who mixed my vocals as well as added a frickin' drum instrumental that I didn't even ask for. He did it just by himself, and like, I wasn't expecting it. I pressed play on like the version that he sent me, and when I realized I had a drum that I didn't add, I'm like, wait a minute, did you do this? I was really surprised, and it sounded really good. And so thank you so much for adding that little touch to make that entire cover just the best that it is. Yoake to Hotaru is like, that was kind of like my turning point cover. This like moment where I felt like, yeah, I want to work harder at vocally what I'm doing. Envy Baby also, but Yoake really is like the big turning point for me. And maybe right now you don't see it as much because I haven't gotten into the more technically hard, I guess, songs, but I have them on my list now, and I'm working to make it happen. From there, we have my second third song collab ever, because not on this channel, is my collab song with Athena Nightingale before she joined Akio Air, and we sung Cendrillon. And that cover, my cover with Cendrillon still is like a big highlight of my life, because that was difficult. That was a hard one. I have never not pushed some of my low ends to a point where I didn't know I could actually hit or even like attempt to hit. And I think that's what also made me more interested in singing in my low end. And even now I'm like experimenting with like, how low can I actually push my voice to go? And like, how can I train it to get lower or like more comfortably lower and still sound like natural and not like I'm like trying to push it out of my, like push it out. And I mean, and I've also been experimenting with that, like with how I talk too as well sometimes, just to see how it works. Like for example, just naturally bringing my voice lower until it gets kind of to this end. And I have to speak a little bit slower just so I can concentrate, but if I try a little bit more, it definitely sounds more throaty, but it is lower. Lower in tone and quality. Something like that. And it's been fun to experiment. On the other hand, the Vocaloid Bossa Nova medley with Fuyumi was a lot more on my high end. I think, and I felt a little more comfortable trying to reach the high end in that one because of the last cover, Yoake to Hotaru. So I'm glad I pushed myself with that as well, because some of those notes were so high. Some of those notes, it was like a lot. It was painful, but it was fun. Both me and Fuyumi struggled, but we did our best, and I think it turned out great. And then, of course, I started doing my little Mimi stuff. I did a wonderful joke reading of, of this voice script that Saxy wrote for VTubers on Twitter. And instead of posting it on Twitter as like a clip there, I'm just like, let's make a video. And I asked Hunt just randomly, it's like, hey, wanna make a meme video? And he was down for it. And thank you, Hunt, so much for helping me with these little projects and like little joke things. And of course, then there's my little jazz song that I made for Ollie. Again, for her birthday, Wish. This is my personal little project that I did, which is also me scrambling. But I did it. And of course, the most recent big cover, Queen. And I already went over Queen in that one stream. If you're curious about what I said about it, please go check that out. But Queen was hard, but it was both difficult and not difficult at the same time. That's, I think, how I would describe Queen. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making Queen a lot. And then, of course, we have my reaction video. The Velocity Squad, the Viz Squad, Viz Squad's vampire cover, and my second time attempting to do a reaction video, an analysis video. It's mainly just me fumbling around in my sleep-deprived form, trying to coherently say an analysis. That's what it mainly is, but it was fun. And again, to the Viz Squad, amazing job on your cover of Vampire. Awesome job. It's really good. And then, of course, this is the first time I get to mention it since the premiere. My Baka Halation cover, not Snow Halation, Baka Halation. I decided to do this randomly on a whim. I wanted to make this, I wanted to do a cover for winter, but I didn't know what to cover. I also didn't want, I decided, I was originally actually going to do a serious cover of a song. I didn't know which one though. I was looking, and I thought I could do Snow Halation, but at the same time, I'm not really one for singing like idly styled songs. So I was a little hesitant, but then I found Baka Halation, and it like reminded me of a cover someone did, a certain amazing vocalist named Moon Jelly. And she did a cover of Snow Halation, but the shoddy meme halation the shoddy halation meme version. And I thought to myself, you know what? I want to do something like that. So I took Baka Halation, recorded everything, mixed it, and like I did, like, I was pretty serious about this because I layered in like the shouting. There's 4 layers of like the shouting background. I spliced some stuff together. And then I went to Hunt again out of the blue and was like, hey, wanna help me make a video for this? And he once again agreed and managed to make this little music video. We were originally going to do something a little more fancy, but I kind of like this just like very simple video. And I just think it makes it funnier because I made this like silhouette based on one of the Love Live characters, my favorite Love Live character actually, Eddie. Eri-chan, or Ellie, however you would like to call her. She's the blonde idol from the original Love Live, and I took that pose I used to, and I basically kind of copied the pose, I guess, and like drew a silhouette, and then I drew like the base silhouette and then made it look like me, colored it all red, added some effect to make it look like it was faded and stuff, and it was like, do I want to actually make like some meme version of it as well with like Kiryu's face or like Majima's face on it? I'm like, nah, let's actually just make it look legit and once the chorus pops in, they'll know it's a joke and that there's no actual like legit art. It's just a silhouette. I'm sorry guys, there's no art to show. That is just some scuffed silhouette I made on the fly. I don't know whether to be extremely impressed or to be extremely I put a lot of work into this, and I made sure not to mention, like, I kind of hinted a little bit at it in my streams, but I made sure to be like subtle enough where no one would really suspect a thing. I wanted it to seem like I did like a somewhat scuffed but like actual cover of Snow Halation, and I wanted no one to know that I was planning on just full out trolling until the actual premiere, which everyone would see and slowly realize as soon as the first lines come in, you already know something's wrong. That's the one thing with like the Shoddy Halation cover. I was thinking of doing it, but the reason I backed off is because Shoddy Halation you can immediately tell, and you know, because it comes in earlier than the actual like first lines. I wanted it to sound like Snow Halation up to where the actual first lines come in, and Baka Halation works in that case. So it truly feels like an actual Snow Halation cover until you hear the first line and you realize the pitch is wrong and also that lyric is wrong. So there was a bit of psychological thought into how I did it and went about it. And of course, okay, you see my stream there, you see the other upcoming stream, but let's talk about these streams. Starting from the very beginning, when I was just using the PNG that Void Mama gave me. And once again, to Void Mama, thank you so much for all the amazing artwork you did for me. Because I will say, it really helped me figure out exactly, like, to everyone who did PNGs and stuff and like art for me, for even though it was like for other random stuff, like the PNG I'm using now was from the Cendrillon cover, and because of like there's two versions of the mouth, it worked for me as a PNG, but it wasn't supposed to be. But like, to you guys, to Alter Mama, to Void Mama, to of course to the person who made my my brand new reference sheet, Artcell Mama, Artcell Meti, thank you guys so much for all of this amazing art. You guys all helped me really figure out what I want my design to look. And this is a little like, I guess, immersion break. Sorry, you guys. But for the longest time, I had like this design in mind. And I guess the one that you see right now is the closest to what I had. But there are a lot of details that got added, some other things that I fleshed out. I had a color scheme idea, but I think it didn't really take form until I saw like all the stuff being done on it, and I think and all of this art helped me figure out exactly what I wanted, how I wanted to look, and for that I am truly, truly grateful to all of you. Thank you guys so much. I all of the art means a lot to me, and like, even though I may not use it anymore for like streams and whatnot, I have it saved and I go back sometimes and look at it, and I just like, and I'm just smiling to myself, just thinking just how far everything's come since then, especially with some of the news I've gotten more recently. I'm like, everything, sometimes it still doesn't even feel real to me that I've gotten this far, that I'm streaming, that I'm comfortable talking in front of you all like this, that I feel comfortable even sharing my singing or my voice acting, anything like that. Because a year ago, that is certainly not where I thought I'd be. But I've made it here. I did all of my thumbnails back then. Look at all these. They're so ugly and scuffed. I didn't know how to make a thumbnail. I didn't know anything about making thumbnails or doing things. It's when you start looking at my karaoke night and stuff like that, me trying to figure out how to do graphic design and being like, I don't know how to do any of this. It's like, I don't know how to make art. Like, I roughly knew how to make art. I didn't know anything about graphic design, layouts like that. And you can tell that I was very confused. Like, I mean, like, the Katawa Shoujo thing I did with the logo having, like, the gold black was kind of my first, like, real, like, oh, it's graphic design. That's how you can do things. I wanted that little, like, symbol to be colored in just so it had, like, it felt a little, like, reminiscent of the channel. But, like, even this, look at this, like, this one. The one that, like, you can see the little time note because that's where my cursor is. I can't even see my own cursor. Like, I literally just drew a stick figure and just wrote, like, made text with my hand. I didn't, like, type anything. I just wrote it with my hand. And it's like, I look back at that and it's just like, Shiro of the past, what were you thinking? The hell were you thinking? How did you think this was correct? But then, of course, I expanded upon my things. And, like, even, like, with the singing training video, which are both copyright claimed, you could see I was starting to get a little bit of an idea of how to do some graphic design because it was the first time I, like, took some monitor, like, this, like, little graphic thing of a monitor, and I got a image of a play button and, like, the bar underneath. I put the thing of red in there, and that was, like, my first bigger graphic design thing. I'm like, I didn't think I'd ever do that. And then, of course, we have the Celeste, the first hot sauce stream. I will do one again. And that was definitely another time where I put a little more effort into the graphic design and my old stream overlays too. I made one finally after I realized, yeah, you know what? I don't want just a solid blue background. I made that, and I didn't even proportion it to the screen. It was bigger than the screen. It was, like, longer. And I don't know why I didn't think about, like, maybe I should make this the screen dimensions. It was so funny. But of course, like, you go here, and then this is where the first, like, actual effort into a thumbnail. Right here. For the review time, where I actually didn't record a video, I just did it as a stream and then, like, made it public later, of the Viz King cover of King. That's where I first started, like, thinking about, yeah, I want to make my thumbnails look good. And that was also a little spoiler into my new graphics that I had just got. And then, of course, my Genshin stream has everything. All the new stuff, all the things that you see now. And that was the first time I put conscious effort into trying to make the thumbnail look pretty. And from there, I got better at making thumbnails, because look at this now. It's certainly not the best, but I'm doing better than I used to. Like, I consciously think about how I want to, especially, like, the Berseria thumbnails. And I kept adding characters as they got introduced, and even now the newest one has all of the new characters, like it has Bienfu and it has Eleanor and stuff like that. And I put, like, some conscious effort into the shading, the glows, and stuff like that. And thinking about whether I want the character to be in front of the border or behind it. Like, everything here. Like, I've been putting a lot more effort into the fonts and whatnot, I feel looks the best and stuff like that. And now we're at present. I think that might have been the first public stream where you were finally free from the shackles of 480p. Yes, it was. the Genshin stream was the Genshin stream and technically the reaction video were the first times I was not shackled by 480p. I finally got an upgrade to my equipment enough to, you know, not be cursed by that. And of course, the current subscriber count, 835. I didn't think I'd get to 800. I didn't think I'd get to 600. The fact that we got to 500 last year shocked me, and I didn't know what to do. I was like so surprised. But when we reached 600, I'm like, okay, I guess we'll probably plateau here. And yeah, it did take some time, but then we got to 700, and I was like, wait, what? And then recently, we finally cracked 800. It was crazy just to see that happen, and it still baffles me today that we're even past 800. I didn't think I'd get that far. There's a part of my brain still even that I don't think we're gonna get to like 1K next year, but I know it's a possibility. That's the thing. I know it is, but like part of me just doesn't believe it. And I hope you guys break that doubt that we can reach 1K. Let's get to 2K. I'm not asking. 2K would be even more crazy. Like, it's one thing to reach, like, to get to 1K. It's another thing to reach 2K. Like, for me right now, 2K doesn't sound like 2K is like in like the distance, far into space. 1K is closer than it seems, and it's like, I still don't think that's possible though. It's like looking forward and seeing it right in front of you. Like, you know it's there, but it's like barred with like grid gates and like electric fences, and you're like, yeah, I don't think so. That's what it still feels like, but you know, it feels more possible. Let's go back to free talk here. But that was just the little overview I wanted to do of the channel. Just visually, just so we could see together just how far we've gotten, and to like think a little bit more in the past. I definitely think my biggest regret right now is that I didn't think, like, I feel like I wish I did the changes in quality sooner, but in a way I guess it's cool just seeing how I slowly started trying to evolve everything, and how like really sudden sometimes it was. Because I went from like 480p on like my crap laptop. This was an i3 core laptop with Intel 11 graphics card. This thing shouldn't have functioned to stream, but I somehow forced it to, and I managed to run a visual novel on that, as well as Celeste, and I don't understand how. I still do not compute it, because right now, it can't do that. It will like, I still own that laptop, it's like in my closet, and that thing will combust and die on the spot. Like, the battery is broken. It like, quite literally, when I switched laptops, that thing was like somehow hanging on by threads to just stream. Sorry, what on earth were you using for your GPU? How? I don't know. I could not tell you how. I cannot tell you how. That thing somehow, like by some miracle, just clung on to dear life and did what it wanted, and like did as I wanted it to, until I finally got the upgrade, and now I absolutely cannot stream on that thing. Like, it wouldn't function. Finally, I pushed it past its limit, and now it doesn't work, but it hung in there for me. An old laptop, I am grateful you did that. My little flaming potato. Yes, with the power of determination, it was possible. And hello, John, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Grabby technology, no. Yeah, even now, my setup's pretty scuffed. I am still using a laptop, but it is significantly better in graphics and everything like that. Like, when I got a new laptop, I'm like, I am determined to make sure this thing can stream games. It has to be able to stream games, it has to be able to process everything. Even if it does have frame rate drops and I still can't put games to like the high def settings, I don't care. If it can stream them in 1080p and function fine, I'm happy. And I finally have that. And even if I may be using a fine USB mic, not have any form of insulation in my room for soundproofing, and have one monitor, which is on this laptop, I'm okay. Yes, I am streaming with one monitor. That is the one thing that has not changed in my little over a year of streaming, is that I have a single monitor that is the laptop screen. So I have Streamlabs, I have OBS, I have my I have my chat box on the screen. When I do games, I have the game, Steam, Discord, all open on the same screen, though I like close the window for Discord once I have everything set up for my PNG. I'll have VeaTube open if I need that. Like, I can only see one thing, which is why I also resort to having my phone out to see chat. And I also now have the arm, the little desk arm that I can use to hold my phone. And that is both, I thought about that for both chat, but I also thought about it, of course, for trying to figure out how to connect my phone screen so I can use the tracking on my phone for VTube Studio when I can. That laptop is the MVP. It was constantly powerlifting until it had visibly physical permanent damage. Actually, speaking of that, it had visible physical damage even before that. I accidentally dropped that thing on the floor multiple times, and I stepped on it on accident. And it has like a dent and a crack in the back of like where you fold and open it, and every time you open it, it makes this sickening crack. It makes this horrific like plastic crack, and it's like, oh god. There are like cracks in the like edging part of like the laptop itself. It is just, that thing has been beat to hell and back. But it served its purpose. It didn't break until it finally got its replacement in, and then it's like, yep, I'm done. I'm done with life. I'm jealous of that. Your laptop was part of a toxic relationship and it wasn't the perpetrator. Yeah, me and my laptop had this very love-hate relationship. We both hated each other. I did not take great care of it, but it stuck in there for me, and I stuck in there for it, and we worked together the best we could. Until finally, I have my new laptop, but eventually, I do want to get a PC. But definitely one of my main regrets is just like not having upgraded anything for so long. It took me a while for sure, for like both like graphic design on my thumbnails, my graphics for streams, everything like that. I wish I tried to do things. What are the specs of my current laptop? Well, let me pull that up actually. Currently, my processor is 11th gen Intel core, so, and it's an i7. It's has 16 gigs of RAM. It is also running with a really good graphics card. I believe it's a 3060 NVIDIA graphics card. And of course, I mean, that's for a laptop, so it's a little less than that. Like, compared to a PC, it's definitely less, but that's still really beefy for a laptop. It's, yeah, when I said upgrade, I meant, like, I'm upgrading this thing. But, yeah. Now I can stream things on this thing, but I think, another regret I have in the past is, like, I guess the amount of time it took for me to really get comfortable with the idea of singing. I know I've released a good amount of music, but I don't think I felt comfortable sharing actually singing in public, even though I had steeled my resolve, until like honestly until a few months ago. Actually, I genuinely think, yeah, it was only until like a few months ago this year that I felt like, yeah, I can do this now with my singing. And it feels weird for it to be that soon, especially with everything I've done, but I genuinely I didn't start really thinking about being proud about my covers. I said it sometimes, but I don't think I genuinely felt proud of anything until a few months ago. And that was when I finally was able to look a little past my own voice bias. And by bias, I mean that I don't like my voice. I don't like the sound of my voice, and I never have. I don't know if I ever will. But unlike before, I'm able to look past it. And of course, all my recordings that I do, it's helped that I've had time to like forcibly make myself listen to my voice a lot. Because whenever I record, I have to like look for things that are wrong with my singing in certain parts, but I have to look past like the sound that I hear, which is my own voice. And it wasn't until a few months ago where I felt like, yeah, I think I'm singing well. I think I'm improving. I think things are getting better. Because even when I said it, I don't think I didn't genuinely believe any of it in my head. No matter what I said out loud. Like, I kept trying to make myself say it so I could believe it, but I didn't until recently. And I'm a little mad at myself for not getting to that adjustment sooner, but in a way, I also can't blame myself because it takes time. And even now, I still don't like my voice, but I've grown enough where I can look past it and I can take pride in everything I've done. And now I feel proud of the things I've created. Maybe not everything's the best, but I had fun doing it, and I want to improve more and keep working to make everything better for you guys, because in the end, my main goal, always with streaming, is to brighten your days, to make your day a little brighter, to make you smile, even just a little bit. And that is something I carry, that I'm going to be carrying with me for all of my streaming, for as long as I may be streaming. I have on my like little bio description of my channel, it's like, my goal is to steal hearts, and my goal is to steal the heart of the world. But when it comes to that, for me, the idea of like stealing hearts is being able to steal your heart in the sense of letting you have fun here. Like, making it so I take your heart, and when you get it back at the end of the stream, there'll be a little piece of me there, but it'll also be a little warmer, a little brighter, and a little more full feeling. Like, you'll just feel better. And that's, I think, morally what I feel in like in the context of like my VTuber persona. I guess we can break immersion a little more. Just the idea of that morally is just to take your heart, and when it returns to you, I'll be there, but you'll also feel better. I guess that's my code as a Phantom Thief, as a streamer and content creator. You're about to make me cry now that hits deep. Sorry about that. Little sappy since it is the end of the year, and it's, well, the end of the year for my streaming. Oh, thank you so much, Calabazadan! Thank you so much for the dono. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you had an amazing holidays this year. And thank you for stopping by, even if you're not in chat. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it may be. But yeah. While I want everything to be successful on this channel, while I want the channel to grow, while I do hope that I can make a little bit more of a living off of this, I don't know, even if I don't know if I will be able to. In the end, I want the main focus of all my content to always be centered around making you guys smile, making you guys happy. That's never going to change. And if it does change at one point where it feels like that, where it feels like I'm not making content for you guys anymore, where it's like focused around you, where it's like supposed to be to make you smile, just give me a wake-up call. Actually, literally, just give me a wake-up call. I want you guys to warn me and tell me, stop. Like, stop, take a little break or something, take a minute to just look around you and remember why you're doing this, why you even started. Been very busy, but I always try to keep in touch with the VTubing gang. Thank you, Daniel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you are well. But yes, if I ever feel like I'm straying from my moral compass goal, literally give me a wake-up call and a slap in the face. I'm asking for it because I don't want to ever stray from that, no matter what. Even if I'm trying to like actually make this into my living job, I don't want to forget why I wanted to make this my job in the first place. And to talk a little bit more also about the future, there's a lot I want to do, and right now I think a lot of it you haven't been able to see. The members know some of the stuff that I'm working on, and a lot of the things I'm actually working on, quite a lot actually, but in the end still, even they haven't really seen any of it. I've only given progress updates about like how everything's going in written word, but I haven't actually showed you guys any of that, and for that I do apologize. I really want to show you a lot of the stuff I'm working on. I really want to show you all the projects and all the fun ideas I've had, but some of them aren't in a like spot where I can. Some of them haven't even started yet. Some of them are just like written down scribbles of words. I'm not joking. I have made new project ideas, and right now they're so skeleton draft and insane that I'm like, this is gonna change in the end, but I'm still gonna keep this here. Like, there are collabs I want to do, things I want to do by myself, things I want to do for streams. I'm just not quite at a place yet where I can share any of it, or where I can like actually even like enact some of it. Some of it I can't do right now because at this moment the channel is too small for me to do these things. Like me wanting to do a subathon, but it's like I don't have monetization on this channel besides donos, and I don't have a big enough following base to make this last long. And I've never done a subathon to begin with, so I don't, or donathon, however you want to even word it. I've never done one, so I don't know how to go about it. I need to do more research. I want to do a charity stream, but again, it works when you have a bigger channel to like make it work. And if I do a charity stream, I want it to be a big thing. I want to do it with like tons of viewers, all of us trying to donate to a charity, because that's something I've really wanted to do for a long time. But again, I'm not in a position yet, nor is this channel ready for that. But those ideas exist and I want to do them. I plan to do them, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me from doing them, not even numbers. If I feel like at one point that the numbers aren't going to get higher, I'm just gonna start doing the stuff that I want to do. I'm not joking. Even if it's not at a number where I feel like it can be the most successful, I am not letting anything stop me from doing the goals and the dreams and wishes that I have been wanting to do for the longest time. Because that is the thing. As cheesy and dumb as this may sound, making content is what I've always wanted to do deep down in my life. I wanted to entertain people. I wanted to make people smile. That has always been my dream, just to make people smile and to give them and to show them what I can do. That's why I loved singing, but I was always too afraid to share my voice. Until I found a certain zombie online, and her streams inspired me, and she, as like a person, inspired me to try. She gave me the push, the nudge I desperately needed to finally stop like cowering in fear about sharing my voice, about people like seeing me, even if I wasn't like visible on the screen. Just the fear I always had of just being seen and heard. She pushed away those fears, even just for a little bit, but it was just enough to finally make me just throw that away and just try. And that, to anyone who wants to make content, that is my words to you. Try. Look to someone who you are inspired by and try. Because if you don't try, no one else can. You won't get anywhere. You have to try. As scary as it may be, as scary as it may be, it is terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Your first stream ever is one of the most terrifying things you will ever do. And like the debut streams, I'm gonna probably be like sweating buckets and like shaking, but I'm going to try because I've been working for that debut stream, and I'm still working for that debut stream, even now. There's so much that I want to do for debut. And as scared as I may be about finally presenting it all, I'm not gonna let that fear keep me from presenting it. I refuse. I don't want to go back to the person I used to be. I want to become stronger and braver, and one day be able to fully say that I take pride in what I do, in everything I do. Your dedication and sheer amount of will to pull through will take you far. I'm happy to have met you on this stage of your life, and will cheer you on as much as I can. Thank you so much, Daniel. This is actually rather moving, especially with this music in the background. Lots of people would love to even know what they want to do. Yeah, it's that thing. And to people who don't know what they want to do, just look around. Like, take time to just look around and to really look into the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, the things that just bring a light to your life. Because for me, that was singing. It was singing and music and all those things. I always wanted to share my voice, to sing on a stage. And I know I can't really, like, the idea of actually being on a physical stage scares the living shit out of me. Like, I don't think I could stand on an actual stage, but even then, even though I know, like, the idea of having, like, people's physical eyes staring at me, I can't do. But I wanted to sing on a stage regardless, and VTubing was, like, that thing where it's like, yeah, you can do it, finally. And hello, Yuan, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by. But, yeah, the idea of being on a physical stage scared me, but I can do a virtual stage. And if I can conquer the virtual stage, then maybe one day I'll go to a convention and I can do that kind of, like, virtual stage. But in that case, there'd be actual people there to watch and, like, enjoy. Slowly but surely, I want to work my way up, conquering all my little fears. And I definitely can say, compared to how I was before, I've become a lot more talkative, way more like, I'm still an introvert deep down in my heart, but I'm a lot more extroverted than I used to be. I enjoy talking to people more, even if it tires the hell out of me. But I'm a little less shy than I used to be, especially because I've been contacting people left and right from everywhere just to make content. But I can proudly say that I've grown as a person from who I used to be, from when I started this channel to now. And I hope I can continue. Little fun fact, this is this entire stream is just an immersion break, but I hope you can forgive me on that. But when I designed Shiro, my VTuber self. Shiro basically encompasses everything I was and wished I could be. And she, they, he, however you want to address my VTuber persona, had both the qualities that my ugly qualities, my good qualities, as well as qualities that I desperately wish I had. Because Shiro's supposed to be confident, kind of cocky, a little bit of a shit sometimes, but flirtatious, open. Just like the main thing, she was open to express herself in a way that I wasn't. And like the flirtatious thing, I know that sounds weird, but there are so many times in the past where I was just like, I wish I could have just openly been like actually able to flirt with people for the longest time. So that's a quality I just added to her, and I'm like, I'm gonna make it so that I feel more comfortable doing that kind of crap. Like, she is like everything I am trying to become. I feel like slowly I'm just being like, yeah, this is who I want to be. That is like my VTuber persona, who I want to be. And I don't want to stray from the, like, and I know there are trends to get people's attention, like the GF personas, all the like clickbaity stuff, but I want Shiro to remain as the person that I want to become. And I refuse to change that, no matter what. Even if I were to one day sign into like a company of some sorts, I refuse to change. If I am able to keep Shiro, I refuse to change the kind of person she is. I'm not going to let anyone take that from me, because this is my character and it means everything to me. Especially considering the journey it has been to get to this point of how Shiro even looks. Like, even appearance-wise, it's been a trip. You have no idea how many how many name changes we've gone through. Or I've gone through, I guess. Good, don't change. We love you as you are. Thank you so much, Ariel. But more about the future. I have one little spoiler at the end of the stream, like the very, very end, and I mean like the ending screen, to show the work that I've been working on. Cause my actual debut, my official debut, I don't know when it's gonna happen. I genuinely don't. I keep saying like maybe it'll be 2023, but to be honest, who knows? Cause there's a lot I want to do for it, and like very specific things. And the more I look at it, it's like, it might not be 2023. But I might just adjust that, even though I want some things to be, you know, done in a certain way. I'm kind of also making myself realize that I also don't want to wait. I'm a little bit impatient, and that's always gonna stick with me. Another little trait, but I'm fine, because in some ways the impatience has helped me, like, actually do things. It's like, I was impatient to start doing other things, and it's like, because I was impatient, I got covers done. Like, I was too impatient. Like, I guess even with, like, the Yoake cover, I was gonna do that later, and then I got impatient about waiting to do it later, so I was like, I'm gonna do it now. But, that is one thing. Even if I can't make the debut exactly how I wish it to go, I'm going to still release all the content. Because, this is definitely a spoiler here, but I did promise a teaser. Regarding my lore videos, because all of you know, well, I did publicly announce that I'm making lore videos plural. To specify how many I'm making, I've written the script for a prologue, epilogue, and I believe it is, hold on, let me actually check this. Where is it? Here. Yes. A prologue and an epilogue and 4 chapters in between. Meaning it's a total of 6 videos. It was originally 7 and 8, and then I cut it down because expenses. But also I figured out how to condense all of it. But 6 lore videos. My original, and hopefully my goal for actually doing my debut, is that if I can get everything done in a reasonable time, I want to release one every day before the actual debut and the epilogue, which I have designed specifically to function in this way, to be premiered during the debut stream as like the final. So it's like a countdown, I guess. That's my goal. I don't know if it'll work in the end, but we'll see. Because I did design the epilogue to be premiered on my debut. So I might actually have to stick to it, but we'll see. Remember that finishing something is an act of self-love, yeah? 6 lore videos, some don't even do 1 too. Yeah, the reason I wanted to do so many lore videos is because there's a lot of things that, like, you don't see about my character in terms of, like, the design. Why, like, for example, why Coyote? Why this? Why that? What's the, like, design details? But also story, because I like writing a lot. I love writing, and I don't get to show it off that much unless I'm, like, writing lyrics, but that's a very different thing than writing stories. And lore videos, when I first saw VTuber lore videos, I'm like, I want to make one. I want to make one or multiple. I don't care how long it takes, I want to do it. Because I love writing stories, and seeing lore videos was like my dream come true of how to make it work. So, yeah. It's like, how do I word this? This is like fulfilling that little dream, I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's how I'd say it. And when I first designed this concept idea, I was really, really excited. And when I had to cut it down, I was a little sad, but it just showed that I improved at writing, because old me would have never done that. Old me would have said it's fine as it is and would have not tried to condense it. New me is like, if I can condense it, I will. If I can revise it, I will. Even if it's past the final edit stage, which it is. All of, like, the entire script, past the final edit stage. But if I feel like speaking it sounds weird, I'll revise it again. That's just how it goes. But I finally laid out the draft concept of how I want the videos to look. I need to talk with my team. I do have a team for this. Like, I've been working on this since earlier this year, and I'm very excited for when I can finally release that. But that's not even the last thing I planned for debut. There's so many things that I have planned for my debut, and regardless of how long it takes, I can't wait to show you guys. But there's a lot. There's a ton. Like, music-wise, there's something I want to do for debuts. There are some things that are already done, like new overlays, new stream stingers that I wanted, new BGMs, everything like that. I mentioned it on Twitter a little bit, but, like, I did some of this stuff in prep. Some of it's already done. Like, my new look and, like, my new overlays are all complete. All of my new intro, outro, BRB screens, all the transitions that I wanted, stingers like that, BGMs, I went full out and was like, I'm gonna get all of the things that I want now. Get it done, have it checked off my list, and completed. Just like me considering re-recording half my parts for our collab. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even then, it's like, when I did Queen, I submitted more recordings even when the mixing was done, and I'm like, I'm not done. Just like, some mixers don't, like, approve of that kind of stuff or, like, get annoyed with it. But again, always make sure that before you submit stuff as well, especially, like, I'm very grateful that Esther and Zell were willing to take in all my last minute recordings. And A big thank you to Esther, especially because I've been working with her a lot this year. Thank you so much for always tuning and timing my vocals. I am eternally grateful to you. You are like my tune time goddess. Thank you so much. I clasp my hands to you. But always make sure that you're satisfied with what you do. And even in the end, afterward, you might not feel satisfied with everything, but always fulfill your satisfaction when you are in the moment. Also, but also try not to be too overly perfectionist, I guess, would be the way. Yeah, I'd feel so bad if I had to work with another mixer with how much of a perfectionist I am. Yeah, I am a bit of a perfectionist myself. I've been a little bit more lax though as of late, but I still try my best. But I am trying not to be overly perfectionist because I used to be so critical of my work that it actually made me, it made me sad. Like, I was so sad with, everything. Envy Baby. I kept saying how proud of Envy Baby I was. Do you want to know what happened behind the scenes? I critiqued that thing to hell and back till I felt actually depressed about that cover, and I'm like, how could I have released this like this? And it's like one of the covers that's doing the best right now, and I had that's how bad it was before. That's how bad of a perfectionist I was, and it's still I'm still a pretty bad perfectionist, and it's I had to drill that into my brain. It's stop being overly critical, and it's still hard, but I learned a lot. And I am a lot better at critically looking at things, but not doing it to the extent of making myself regret everything I did. There's a massive divide between how you feel about a project and how the public receives it. Exactly. The public may love it, but you can also feel absolute hatred towards something. But I am working to that's one thing now. Nowadays, especially with my Queen cover, the one thing I did is that I made sure not to think about it overly critically for a good few, when I first finished the video, I just kept rewatching the video and just forcing myself to point out everything that looked great, everything I did well for those first, for those 3 days. And because of that, it made me look at it when I finally went to go criticize it. I didn't feel pressured to murder, to dissect the crap and murder myself over it. And it was this is how I'm gonna do it. And especially also with other things where it's I look at the comments, I look at everything first, and don't try not to think for a good little bit. Just don't think. And it helped me not overthink myself because it gave me a frame of reference to see how people received it, and that helped a lot. For sure. And I want to keep doing that in the future, so I am better about how I judge everything, which is good. I am getting better. And I hope to improve even more, but yeah. There is something creators of all levels experience. Yeah, indeed. But again, in regards to my debut, I don't know when it'll happen. I have so much planned, so much I want to do, so much I still need to do. I need to make some things for bio information like that, the PowerPoint slides. Ooh. But there's also other things figuring out how I want to go about my debut. Even how I want my debut to look. Do I want to be varying character? Do I not? Do I want to do this or that? Blah, blah, blah. There's so many things to think about, and it's crazy. I always wanted to make content and entertain people, but I never imagined that it'd be this much work. And it's fun just seeing how much I have to do for it, and I'm yep, this is just how it goes. This is how it works. I'll go with it. Seeing things you could have done better is a healthy sign of growth, but you also learn to control it over time as well. Indeed. And hello, No Ned. Hold on. I did not. Wait. There you go. make you blue. Hello, Nonan. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please go check out Nonan. They have worked on me with a bunch of music stuff, recently, and in the past. Thank you so much always for all your hard work. And I hope to work more with you in the future. Thank you once again. Very grateful for all the music that we made together. You've done great. But yeah, there's a lot to think about debut, but I want to make it the best thing I can present to you guys. I don't want to slack on my VTuber debut. That includes the model. I was very particular about who I wanted as my model and rigging artist, and I changed a lot of things actually. Last minute. Like, I had an original artist, but I had to I had an original person I wanted for rigging, but I backed out of it. After 1, they were out of my price range, but 2, I realized I enjoyed the rigging of someone else a little bit better. And the model art, I flip-flopped everywhere. I asked so many friends for opinions about, like, does this look good or does this look better? Which one? And I finally decided on an artist, and there are a few specific reasons why I chose this artist. One was the way they did eyes. I loved the way they designed the eyes, and they looked so cool, and I fell in love with their art style as well. The way they did shading and stuff just amazed me, and the designs as well for the VTubers they had created, the VTuber models they had created. Just like, I looked at them and I'm like, this is it. This has to be it. Like, I had other like artists that I had in mind, and they did click a little bit, but when I saw their art, it clicked so quick that I knew in that moment it had to be them, and I'm very excited to work with them. And I'm excited for you guys to finally know who it is when I'm ready. I know I definitely haven't been. I guess I haven't been the most subtle, so you probably can guess, but just don't say anything. Little secret between you and me, just don't say anything yet. If you already know. But like, I've worked with a few artists as well that you've seen that I've wanted to do more with, and VTuber models, whatnot, everything like that. Everything under the sun, basically. But the person I chose is amazing, and I'm very excited to finally work with them. And in regards to everything else, I think since I do need to wake up early, I am going to Japan, as you may know. I will be posting about my trip to Japan on my socials, on Twitter and Insta, and I'll post some pictures about some of the places I see in Japan. Not all of them, but because I do want to have a little stream going over my little trip to Japan and all the fun things that happened when I get back. So I don't want to spoil everything that I see. But I'm looking forward to this vacation. I've been waiting for this vacation for a long time. And I will be happy, though, to get back to streaming once I return. Even if it's just for a little bit, because then IRL life hits me back again. But I'm like losing my train of thought. But yes, I think since I do have to wake up early, I actually need to wake up at 3:45 a.m. and it is almost midnight. I'm gonna sleep on the plane, don't worry. Don't worry, I'm sleeping on the plane. Because, I mean, it's a 14-hour flight. Trust me, I was planning to sleep on this plane, no matter what. But I think I'll leave you off with a spoiler. I'll talk a little bit too on the end screen, but there is a massive spoiler for the end screen just to show you what I've worked on in terms of stream stream graphics and my improvement in making my own graphics and stuff like that. I worked really hard on this. Even though it's minimal editing and whatnot, it has a lot of my passion, everything I want for the new debut. And for some of you, it might be confusing, but I can definitely say that when the lore videos come out, it'll make more sense. It'll make a lot more sense. But I think for now, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for the amazing year of 2022 that I've had here. Thank you for always supporting me, friends and phantoms alike. Thank you for listening to my music and enjoying it. My vow to you for 2023 is that I'm gonna work as hard as I can. I'm going to try to improve and work even harder so I can bring you guys the best content I can. I want to have more fun. I want to make more music, and I want to make all my goals, the dreams that I've had for so long, finally see fruition. And I'm not gonna let anything stop me, no matter what. I think another little teaser just before I close out, to give you an idea of like some of the things I've viewed with my music. Envy Baby was kind of my experiment, not with lyrics actually, but with aggression. Queen, on the other hand, was my experiment with lyrics, like ad-libs, doing ad-lib lyrics, as well as a little bit of expression as well. And two of my covers that I'm planning out that I've been practicing, even now, I'm practicing, some of them I'm on draft recordings, have kind of combined both of that and take what I've learned from both of those songs, and I am applying all of that skill into those two covers. And they're not easy. It's not easy for my kind of voice, but I am determined to make it work. So I hope you look forward to my singing next year, because I'm going to try my best to show that I have been training and evolving as much as I can with my music. So I hope you look forward to seeing that me in 2023, because I'm gonna do my best. But anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Try not to strain your voice too much. I promise I won't. It's definitely rough on my throat, but I'm gonna do my best to be careful as well. That's another thing, self-care. I've gotten better at that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you all had as much fun as I did. And I can't wait to see you guys in 2023 with whatever I may bring. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Otsushiro! See ya. And hope you like the new overlay. You won't see it again for a while, but enjoy it for now.